Hi everyone, this is May. One more episode of Hot Life, Hot Love for 2014, and then we're off to the beautiful, brand new 2015. Anyway, today is a great conversation to finish out this year. I have with me one of my favorite clients, Anna Aaberg from Sweden. And the reason why I invited Anna on to the conversation with us is that Anna is living the life that we all dream of. How would you like to have a thriving business and be able to live anywhere you want to? In fact, she just informed me that in January she's going to be in Bali until May. Ooh la la, Anna. Yes, that was envy on my part. Anyway, I'm going to introduce Anna from a personal level, and then I'm going to invite her to introduce herself professionally. But before I do that, I want to bring in my collaborator, Lucas Roy Lehman. Some of you have seen him before in other episodes that I've had, and Lucas is an amazing guy. When you hear him speak and the wisdom that he drops here and there, it's just stunning. And Lucas worked with women around the world to help them deepen their intimacy and reclaim their sexuality and heal whatever past wound that they've accumulated through their marriages and dating life. Say hi, Lucas.
Hey, I couldn't have said that any better, so thank you. Great
You're
to be
welcome.
here.
Glad to have you back. Yep. And then Anna Aaberg is my beautiful client, my VIP client. And when she came on to work with me, when I found out that she lives around the world, I was like, you got to be on my Hangout and tell them all about it, because I know that all of my clients, those who are in Sweden and in America, and they just want to know, how do you do it? So I'm so glad that you're here. Tell them a little bit about yourself, what you do professionally, and then let's dive in on your secrets.
Okay, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. What I do, I'm a business coach, and I'm also an IT technician. So what I do is I teach business, but I do it online. It's self-study courses, it's group coaching, it's individual programs. But I teach how to make it online and to build a life like this, a very free life. You can travel if you want, and work when you want, and wherever you want. Yeah.
And give us a little, how many countries, or where have you been? Where have you lived this past year?
A lot of people ask me, how many countries have you visited? And I don't really know. I think it's about 40. It's not important really to me. This year I did the whole around the world tour. So in January I went to Las Vegas, actually. Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Costa Rica, Hong Kong, the Philippines, Singapore, Indonesia, Malta, Spain, and Sweden.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I love to travel, and I have traveled a lot in my work also, but I don't get to live in a place as long as I want to, because I do have a daughter and I share her with her dad. So I can only travel 2 weeks and then I have to come home. And I'm so envious of you that you get to just live and stay out there.
What do you like best about living in different places, Anna?
I love the feeling of coming to an airport in a country I've never been to before, and I'm like a blank paper. I don't know anything, and what I know is that I will do a lot of things wrong because I don't understand the culture, and it will cost me a lot of money, and I just love the feeling of, now I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn about myself. I'm going to learn about the culture.
Wow.
And I like to stay for a long time in countries. I really get to know the culture.
Yeah, and I love what you just said there about, I know I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, and then I know that it's going to cost me money, and I'm okay with that, because I think that reduces a lot of stress out of it for people, because that's the biggest thing. It's like we're all worried about, oh my gosh, I'm going to make a mistake and it's going to cost me money and I won't be able to survive, and you seem to defy that that fear, and that you're like, I can survive anything, and I can enjoy, and yeah.
Yes, and it's an interesting feeling actually, traveling all over the world, and I feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Walking down the streets in Hong Kong, where it's so different. It's so everything it smells different, and people are different, and it's all different, and I can still feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the countries I visit, I feel very safe. In Costa Rica, in San Jose, I didn't. But that is a very special city. The whole South and Central America is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's very violent, yeah. But otherwise, yeah.
Do you ever run into that, Lucas? Like, do you ever feel like, as a man, I don't know if this is a man and woman thing, because I'm with Anna, like, it took me a while to learn to travel and feel safe. And there are a few countries I don't feel safe. Like when I landed in Dubai, that airport actually did not feel safe to me. I actually had male energy coming at me that was a lot stronger than normal, that I feel safe in. But I think that as a woman thing. But as a man, do you feel safe travel anywhere?
Well, I think there's sort of two components. So one of it is that there's a certain level of unsafety that I don't feel, that I never feel the creep factor target of being a woman. So that one I don't experience, of just that sort of predatory. It's more of a sexual nature, right? But that being said, definitely, like when she talks about Costa Rica, or I remember, like, places like Belize City, certain places that you feel the poverty, you feel the sort of simmering drug violence that's underneath it. And so I wouldn't say that I feel fear so much as extreme caution and let me get the hell out of here kind of thing. But I guess that could be fear if I stayed long enough, right?
Right. And so what I love about what you said there too, Anna, is that because you travel, you now feel safe around the world. And I think that's one secret to having a hot life, hot love, which is experience life so that you can really see that life is really safe and that it's hot, so that it doesn't have to scare you like that, and that it can free you up, right?
Right, yeah.
And then you don't just experience life in these places. Can we talk about men and fun things that you get to experience there too?
Yeah, we can
I
talk a
should have
little bit
asked you
about
that before you
Yes,
come
you should
on.
have.
And so, how do you experience men around the world, Anna?
I have been dating around the world. I'm actually thinking about writing a book about dating around the world, because the cultural differences is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. I date online first before I meet them, and it's different how they write to you, what they write about. It's different how you meet and how they treat you. It's very, very interesting to see. Yeah.
It really is. And so again, what I'm hearing in this is that so you go and experience life, and life give it to you, and then there's more things for you to bring to your audience, to your client. Like, I can't wait for you to write that book. That would be a super hot book, right? And that's going to keep creating more opportunities and get you more in front of people and get you more clients and more money. I just see it keep growing.
Yeah, thank you. I hope so. Yeah, it's a lot of fun and it's very interesting. Yes.
I'm sort of curious to take this in a different direction, because I'm thinking about who might be online thinking, how do I become like Anna? And so I'm wondering if you can remember back to before before you were able to make this leap into this lifestyle. What was your life, and what was your business like, and what was your fears and your resistance, and how did you get from that place to where you are now?
Yeah. Before I started to travel this time, because I have traveled before, but when I was younger, After university, I traveled for 3 years. Stopped traveling when I got my children. So I have done it once before, and I think that's important, because if you haven't done it before, it's even harder. But I got my children. I stayed here in Umeå for 25 years, and I had a house. I had, cars. I had 3 companies. I had employed people, and a normal life, which costs a lot of money. It's a big life. My life now costs less, actually. That's interesting to know, because people think that I live a very luxurious life, traveling all around the world. But it's maybe a third of the life I had before. Yeah. So I had said that when my youngest child moved from home, I would start to travel again, and he left home in March 2011. And when he left home, I got scared, very scared. So I started another company. I employed some more people. and I could see, after a couple of months, I could see that I'm just making hinder for myself to live my dream life. So I started to talk about it. I started to talk with my children, my mom, my brother, my family, business partners, employees, that I'm going to sell everything, and I'm going to start to travel. And I think that was the hardest part, to talk to people, and they understood that our relationship is going to change, and they got scared, and I got scared. So I took me quite a long time to just, stay with it, and be with all the reaction. And I couldn't, all the relationship isn't good yet. I couldn't do it for everybody, but I tried at least to stay with them, and stay with me doing this. Then it was a period of hard work, to sell companies, to sell stuff, to mourn a life I had. And I remember when I had sold everything, and I stayed at a friend's place, and I was so scared that I would, had to come back to Sweden after 3 months or something, and failed. I was really scared, because I didn't have a business idea. I didn't have a clear business idea. I didn't really know what to do, but I did it anyway. And I went to Malta in the southern Mediterranean, and stayed there for nearly a year to build my business.
Wow!
It's very hard to travel and build a business at the same time. Yeah, but then I started to travel.
So you went to Malta first, and then you built the business instead of build it. See, this is so great, because most people, they're like, I gotta build it, and it's gotta go before I can take off, right? And then they get all caught up in it. But for you, you sold everything, and then you just go, and then you build your business. And I love it.
Exactly. The summer before, I've tried out maybe 30 business ideas that didn't work, so I had no clue. No, I had some clues of what to do, but I had no business. No. And I like it. That it's like having a knife on your throat. You have to do something.
I think we have a very unique individual on our hands here, Mai Vu. But
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think what Anna is, how she put together her life is different, but the components are still the same for all of us. So the same component is you have to jump and then build your wings on the way down. That's my motto of how I live my life, right? Or some other old general said you got to burn your ship before, so that you can win the war or whatever, right? And so Anna is like, you got to sell all your shit and then go to the country and then build your business. You have to. You got that pressure.
Right? It speaks to one of my favorite Winston Churchill quotes, as he says that success is the ability to move from one failure to the next with no loss of enthusiasm.
Exactly.
And so there's this way that the universe does support us, as long we may fail, but somehow it doesn't matter. The success is that we get up and we keep doing it, and there'll always be enough money or enough food or enough opportunity if we believe in it and go for it and stay in motion.
Yeah. And I see so many of us, you know, when we run out of, or when we think we're running out of money, we contract and then we stay and then we try to be really conservative about it. All that does is it just make the space tighter. Wouldn't you
Right.
agree, Anna? Like you got to just keep expanding and opportunities will come.
Yes, and it might sound as I'm not afraid anymore. I'm afraid all the time.
Yes.
And I'm afraid of having too less money. I'm afraid of that things will go wrong and I will fail and whatever. But I handle it. And I'm most afraid in the mornings, and usually it, you know, gets better along the day.
Yes. Well, that's one of the reasons why you came to work with me, right? Because you're like living this life and yet you were anxious and worried and you find yourself working really hard and you're like, how do I do it differently? And through our work together, it's like there's support structure to help you handle your fear and realize what you're really doing. You're living what I call the priestess life, you know, which is the life full of freedom and self-expression, and the life that you live according to your will, and you know, you realize that you are safe in this world instead of that you're constrained by all your guilt and all your responsibility and paying bills and building up your retirement account so that by the time you get to retirement, you have cancer and you die anyway. So, I mean, like, that's unfortunately is a lot of how people's lives turn out. And what you're doing is you're living it now instead of later.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a very conscious choice. My father, he saved money, and he retired at 65, and he died, was it 5-6 months later? Yeah. So I've seen it happen, and I didn't want that for me. I want to live now.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that you're actually getting younger and more beautiful as you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at that glow on you. So, and I really do appreciate you saying that you think that I don't have fear, but I actually have fear every day, and that I wake up in the morning with fear, and it's just fear talking. It's nothing serious that you have to do anything about. Just go through. Go
I think
ahead,
that's
Lucas.
really inspiring because we think that, oh, when I get in my priestess power, then I'm not going to feel fear anymore. But that's not true. It's just that we have the power to not have that be the place where we're making decisions from.
Yeah, right. Not, I love that. So, say that again, Lucas. That was really good.
Oh, so that when we're in touch with our priestess power or our higher power for men or whatever you want to call it, there's this notion that I'm going to get there one day and then I'm going to be safe forever and I'm just going to be powerful and not ever have any fear anymore. And that isn't true. There is no there to get to where we don't have the fear. Where we get to is the awareness that, oh, that's just fear. That's not the place that I'm going to make my decision from. And the more we sort of work from that muscle, the more that we know, okay, that's the fear, and I'm going to do this because this is true. The false expectations appearing real, right? The definition of fear. Okay, but I know there's something else available, and it's way more exciting.
Were you going to say something with that, Anna?
No, I agree, and I think to me it has been fruitful to, you know, listen a little bit to my fears and see what's the gift here. What can I learn?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's always something, at least a small part that is a gift.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of gift in that. And so back to where Lucas was pointing us a little earlier. It's like, so how do you set up your business so that you can still work anywhere?
Yeah, my business is a web business, and it's self-study courses, most of them. What I sell is like how to find a business idea, how to start a web company, how to do the marketing, how to build an e-course on any other information product, how to launch them, and so on. I have automized the processes. So while we are sitting here and talking, I probably sell.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't we just love that? Ka-ching,
Yeah.
ka-ching.
Ka-ching, ka-ching. It's a pling in your cell phone, and you make money. So that's the first step to build like a machinery that works pretty much without you doing that much.
Yeah.
The next step I've done is that I have affiliates. I have 21 affiliates at the moment that are selling my products.
Mm-hmm.
So I lead this affiliate team. I teach them how to sell and pep them and help them. And my next step is to build a team of virtual assistants to give support and to do a lot of things that I don't want to do, to find my flights all over the world. Yeah.
And do you just do that just for Swedish people, or do you do that for any people from anywhere in the world?
At the moment, I do it for Swedish people, but I'm going to start a high-end VIP program and teach this and teach leadership. I will start that maybe in March.
Awesome.
And that will be in English. Yeah.
Yay! Well, I'm envious of the Swedish woman who gets to learn from your product and what you've created, and you're living it. So to me, it's just so credible of like, look, this is for real. You do this, you can make money, and you can free yourself up from where you're at, and you can go anywhere. I know, since I do both work here in America and also in Sweden, I have met so many Swedish women who wants the same thing that what you're talking about. So I can't wait for them to hear this and meet you and find out more about what it is that you do, so that they can start to apply that and take off. Yay!
Yay!
What I think is particularly inspiring too is, I mean, there are only 6 million people in Sweden, and so the fact that Anna is able to craft a business that allows her to live her life however she wants. This notion that there aren't enough people out there, or aren't enough clients, or that the market's too small. I mean, how big? I would make up all kinds of stories of how many people in a 6 million country would be your target market that could actually support you to do what you want to do. Clearly, that's a fallacious, fear-based thought.
Yeah, it is 9 million. But yeah, I agree.
I was so impressed. Lucas, did you Google that up before you said that? How did you know there were 6 million? Awesome. Well, tell me more about the men that you meet, because that's what's hot.
You're most interested about the men.
Well,
Okay.
I'm only speaking for my clients, because
Of course you are.
that's what they want. They want money and they want more romance. So tell me about the men.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me, how can you date when you're traveling all the time?
Yes.
So the key is to be on a dating site to begin with. You have to connect to people. So usually I a week or two before I go into a country, I change the country. So now I'm on plenty of fish, but for Bali, Indonesia. So I start to talk with guys down there. But the different cultures. I've been dating in California. I've been dating in Sweden, in Croatia, in Spain, in France, and I would say that, and in Denmark. I would say that the Scandinavian men aren't, dating. They don't know how to woo a woman. They don't know how to do it. They're more, right down to business. and it's not
what's the
fun.
business?
The business is sex.
Okay.
Yeah. and it's not fun, I don't think it's fun. I want more, to talk more, to connect more, and to have, compliments and to get to know each other.
Yeah.
And the Spanish men and the French men, they are fabulous at doing this. They know exactly what to do. But the Spanish men are very dramatic, very, very dramatic. And it's interesting when it goes your way. When it doesn't, it's not so fun anymore. They are very dramatic in both the directions. The French men are very romantic. They write poems for you in the morning.
Wow.
A smile on your face, yeah.
Do they all do that, or just one or two?
Yeah, actually. But when I changed from Spain to France and started to talk to French guys, I could have, 5 or 6 poems in my inbox in the morning. Most of them did, yeah.
Well, what I love about what you're saying too, that underneath it, what I'm hearing is that these men exist, right? Great men exist everywhere, right, Lucas? They exist.
More and more all the time.
Yeah. It's just that as a woman, most of us don't receive well. We're afraid to receive men. And so we walk around with the limited thinking of like, oh, I'll never find the right guy for me. I'll never find a safe man. They all just want something from me. They all just want sex from me. And then we're like this down at it. And what I'm seeing and hearing in you is that you're open to receive and you're open to experience men from different culture, different way of being, and you're just being delighted by it rather than being fearful of it or judged it or shut it out.
Yes, I love to flirt and I love to meet men. It's great men everywhere. So yeah, I I like it. I receive it.
Well, and it also sounds like, Anna, that you know what you want and that you're willing to ask for it, which is also a key piece. And so when you talk about the Scandinavian men who just want to get down to business, I'm making up that you're learning how, even when you're dating in those countries, to maybe screen and pre-qualify the guys that you're going out on dates with to make sure that they're going to meet you where you want to be met.
But both yes and no. I'm learning the process of pre-qualifying men. That's what I'm learning.
With me!
With May, and I'm failing fast forward.
That's our motto, is that we fail forward fast, but we always get what we want.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about pre-qualifying men. What does that mean?
At the moment, I'm just very open and learning what I like and what I don't like, and saying no and saying yes. It's a process. I meet a lot of men. And I learn to say yes and to say no. Yeah.
And Lucas, since you're the intimacy makeover expert, I would love to hear from you too. Like, how does a woman qualify men? What should we be looking for? What should we be saying and doing? This is a great perspective, since you are a man, so you know how men work. And then it's like, yet you work with women. Right.
Well, I mean, obviously, we want to know we want to know that what she's open to, and we also want to know what she wants, and so again that flirtation, but so we want to. I mean, guys actually do want a challenge in a way, right? That we want a woman who says, here's what I'm worth, and says it in a flirty, sexy manner, so that and not a teasy manner, but like, hey, I'm here. I want that hot juiciness too, but there's some things that you need to go through. Here's what I'm looking for, because I think there's levels of commitment at each stage of a relationship, even like commitment to meet me at the cafe on time, and levels of respect. And so to really hold that standard of, hey, okay, well, step one is let's meet at the cafe. I'll see you there, and see how he measures up to that. So I think it's really about not of setting those what commitment levels, and then okay, that commitment met. Now we go to the next place. Otherwise, there is that sense of I gave it away too soon, and then he never called.
Oh, well, what you're saying too is so uh, uh, it's also really big because a lot of us women, and I started out that way too, and I wonder if you felt that way too, Anna. It's like we don't feel like we have the right to set the bar for men. So like, really? Can I really say that? Oh my God, but they don't know me. How would they know? And so unfortunately, a lot of us women come from a place of really low self-worth. So to set the bar for men to rise to, it's really strange and new concept. But once you learn how to do that, it's really fun and it's good for both sides, right? Anna, what's your experience around that?
Yeah, and it can be very confusing. It's like I know what I want, but I'm taught to do what man wants. I'm trying to be what the man wants me to be. It's really strange.
Yeah.
But now I think it's the princess who is coming more forward, and she's very accurate. She knows
Yeah.
what's good and what's bad, and she knows when to say yes and no, and she does it in a very lovely way. I
Yeah.
like myself in that way.
I think that's the piece is how the request is made. If the request is made with joy and open-heartedness and laughter, and also the expectation that it's going to be met, as opposed to bitchiness or whatever. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking she could say, what I would really love is for you to bring me a single white rose when we meet at the cafe.
Mm.
Okay, right. So suddenly, like he's got an assignment, and you're saying this is the standard. Are you willing to go out of your way to bring me a white rose and create some romance? And if you do, it's like a video game, right? You pass on to the next level.
Yeah, it's like a video game. I like that.
Well, I have experimented with this myself, and what I used to do is I would go in when I know that I go into a country to do some work or something, like I have 3 days there or 5 days, I would post on Craigslist, and it's like, and I got to a point where I really get who I am. So that's the quality of the princess that Anna is talking about. So I would post, I would put boldly that said, hot Asian woman, 42, wants to be wine and dine and service. Like, who would not read that, right? But it took me forever to get there, to say that out there and to own that about myself and to be confident enough in the world to say, this is who I am and this is what I like. And in the description, I would be very clear, I'd say, I'm here in town for 3 days, would love to be taken out to dinner and have great, lovely conversations, and then afterward, I'd love to be serviced, and, you have to have this requirement. And I tell you, I would get like 20 to 50 responses, and people would just fight over that spot to come and take me out. And I would, and in the reply, I would always like gauge to see where they are and how they can meet me. And if they can't, then I would either decline or negotiate back and say, I don't think that this is going to happen for us, but this might happen. Are you up for that? And so it's just really beautifully play out, and I've always had some amazing success rate with that. Yeah? And do you do something similar?
Not yet. Like that. No, no. But now I'm intrigued, and I will do. But I'm fascinated that it's how to say this. How many men that if I'm in a week in Paris.
Yeah.
How many men that actually are talking to me and willing to take me out for dinner.
Yeah.
It's very very interesting.
Yeah. So if you're watching this episode, I mean, like, there's so many things here, right? If you want, if you want a hot online business to free you up so that you can fly and live around the world, talk to Anna. AnnaAuberg.se. Super hot. Go to her website and go there, right? And if you want to have an intimacy makeover and you're not at a place where you can do that, but you really want to have more intimacy in your life, talk to Lucas. He's super hot with that, right? And then if you want to know how to write on your dating profile, call me. No. But really, I mean, I help women from, especially if you're divorced and you're dating again and you really are wanting more for yourself, call me. And here's the first place that you can play with me, which is my Understanding Men video series. Actually, it's Lucas and mine, and we created that together. And this is the address, maivucoach.com/understandingmen. You can actually get a free video download where we start talking about what does it take to support your men, to really understand them, and what makes them tick. And when they have these components inside them, they're going to be super hot for you. So it's a great tool for yourself to watch, and also if you know other men out there, send it to them. It would be great material for you both to watch together and talk about it, or call us and contact us, and we'd be happy to help you dialed in and understand men and understand yourself so that you can free yourself up and have that hot life and hot love that you want. Anything else you wanted to add? Any gift or anything that you wanted to offer to the audience?
I just want to say thank you.
Anna, let's go with Anna.
Oh, I just want to say thank you for having me, and please contact me at my website if you're interested to live this life. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're in Bali, Anna's coming your way.
Oh yes, come and visit me in Bali.
Yes, Lucas, how about you, darling?
Yeah, I mean, anyone who has any questions or is interested in seeing how to get from where they are to where they want to get to regarding sex and intimacy, contact me through my website. I offer a complimentary breakthrough session. So what a great way to start the new year than to really step into claiming what you want. Your fear is not real, as Anna, so shone a light for us today, that we can create the lives that we want.
Yeah, right. You can have the money, the love, the joy. You can grow younger instead of older, and you can just have so much fun. Just blessings for this year, and here's to your hot life, hot love. If you're interested in finding out when my next event's going to be, contact me, May@maivucoach.com, and I will tell you. I'll have one up in the Bay Area and one in Sweden coming up. So Anna, it was delightful to have you here. Thank you so much, and thank you for living your life according to your own terms so that we all can rise to that and know that we have a sister out there who's doing it, and that we can call anytime and say, can I have some of what you're having some?
Please do.
All right, bye everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.